unmuting that. Hello! I'm a little bit far, but that's okay. Welcome to Onyx Path and our actual live play of Trinity Continuum Anima, Masks in the Mirror. I have a couple of things to talk about first. Let's see. I remember that we have a couple of things to mention for, because we have both the crowdfunding for StoryPath Ultra on BackerKit that is very much underway and very much in full force. Let me see if I can find that
This is a Cybertruck. This is $100,000.
What is...
In the next 30 days, I'm going to be giving away one to one person who's watching this ad right now. And the way you win it is by building the largest community on
talking?
school within the next 30 days. Last month, I think the winner had $40,000
I'm so
or
sorry.
$50,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. And so this is a $100,000 prize or
What is
more.
happening? Okay, there we go. Could anybody hear anything? Was that just me? I think that was just me. I hope. Yeah, let me go back, rewind. Everything just started, there was like a lot of noise and I need to redo whatever I was doing. But let's see. If I do this, does that pull up? Yeah, there we go. StoryPath Ultra, the manual is on BackerKit. I think we're currently 50K plus on a $10,000 goal, which is ridiculous. That's amazing. So hopefully we'd be able to come and try to enjoy that, as well as the other game that's the other system that is in the Kickstarter right now. This is Chrisborn. Basically, I think Curseborn's like every World of Darkness game rolled into one. Like you get to have like all sorts of curses. It's kind of cool. I mean, that's not necessarily exactly what it is. There's a little nuances and stuff like that, but go check it out. That's also on Kickstarter. And with that being said, there is a start playing link that I'm supposed to show as well, I think. In the chat, we'll put down this one. This is for the last weekend of the month for Onyx Path Game Night. You can sign up for any sort of games and stuff like that. That'd be really fun to play. But with all that being said, let's introduce our players, what they who they are, who they're playing as, and all that good stuff. Starting to the side of me, Max, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Max. Full-time GM, having fun, playing games for plenty long time, and releasing some indie games occasionally. And I'm playing Joseph Conrad, who plays the worst named character in the game, Magisterium the Mage. Very, very full of himself.
Perfect. Oh, welcome. As always, Red.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Red. Also just a DM around and general online gamer. And I am playing the synthetic healer and druid and channeler of magical energies, designation Wild. And I am also playing a street doc, whose name I do not remember and I cannot find my document. So for today, his name will be Doc.
Great. I think the character sheet for some reason doesn't have your name on it.
I don't know.
I should probably do something about that. I apologize.
It's all good. To explain to the wider internet world, I'm in a different location and none of my stuff got saved on the hard drive I put it on, so the joys of technology.
Great. Excellent. That was a little loud. I apologize for that. Anyways, and Kelly will be joining us at a later time, but they will be joining us, which would be amazing. But to recap, we found our players outside of the virtual game that they were playing. Every single one of them, their own lives, and according to one of their guild tenants, none of them really know each other in the real life, which makes it very easy for you to communicate in-game, simply because there's no worries, no cares. You're just really focused on the game. But after that fateful ping, the fateful ping from the pyramid in-game, everybody got a little bit of a rude awakening. Doc, with his business, so to say, immediately got caught up in a little bit more problems. A ghost wolf from the Blackwell district came and needed a bullet to be extracted from her. And we find a little bit more information about how badly some of these quote-unquote slums have been treated lately in Cascade. Whereas Joseph Conrad, an IX Security Corp member, also found the other flip side of the coin, where the IX Security seems to be hired to aid in the reconstruction, so to say, efforts of the Cascade slums. And lastly, Lachlan, our, I would say, agent of some sort, found himself in a completely different area of Cascade, trying to tail someone that is pretty high profile, someone that technically shouldn't even be alive at this time. We ended last session with a very distinct mention that everybody was going to log in once more to dive deeper into the pyramid. But before that time, is there anything either of you would like to do in the meantime?
I don't think so.
Okay. We'll skip forward. And at night, almost a ritual by now, the two of you kind of sit back down in your comfiest chair, getting ready to dive back, all the way back, into the confines of Terra Surge. We start this the two of you are transported immediately to the save crystal that is in the pyramid. There is no music. You just hear kind of eerie noises in the background, kind of echoing the corridors of this particular pyramid. None of it is particularly organic. You hear rattling, kind of just almost sirens and chimes in the background. Regardless of what you hear, the main focus right now is the fact that it is mostly silent, and it is vast. The area is so very vast. Right now, it's only the two of you that signed in, and you realize that most of your compatriots are not here yet. You understand that Gekkel is missing in action, and Riku, the Bright Witch Riku herself, also not there. A little while after, you hear you get the kind of ping on your HUD for Codex requesting a teleport. The message that comes by is just like, all right, I'm here. I haven't logged into the I haven't connected to the save point yet, so I think you need to actually teleport me.
Second. Wild.
Yes.
Before he comes in, there was some odd stuff after the last time. Maybe we should discuss before he comes. Like we could be here too.
Our disconnect was. You hear like a little click click as he hits the voice modulator on his gear. It was a little bit strange.
Anything happen IRL after this? Just checking.
Work as usual. Because we don't know each other in real life, right?
No.
No.
That was
Okay,
one of your guild tenants.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't think that Doc knows that he can trust magisteriums with real world information.
Same old for me as well, but I got some odd, seemingly odd message. Can't quite make sure what it is. I have a guy checking it out. Did you get anything like that?
Yeah, actually I did. A locational ping. Places I don't know about. Very odd.
Well, awkward as it is, should we discuss this? Because, yes, that's the same one.
Oh. And there's a long period of silence where I think Doc is like, all right, if they got the same ping, then they might know where and who I am, and this could be bad. And
As an answer to your thoughts, Magister will say, I don't know who you are in real life, but I wanted this game to be kind of a getaway, but I guess it got more complicated after we dwelled in that pyramid.
this is Cascade. Everything's strange.
True.
Yeah. If you got the ping and I got the ping, I think we can assume that Riku Gekko got it too. And those locations are us.
As a
Yeah.
storyteller aside, you would know that the ping only had 3 locations, so it was just the 3 people that got the or were there to open up the message.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I assumed you were kind of sneaky about it.
Yeah, even with that information, I don't think that Doc is going to change his story just to make sure he's covering his bases.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly don't know what to do about this. Let's think on that. Maybe invite a third one, and yeah.
We just need to be careful.
If you have any ideas, share, I suppose. Sharing's not my good side. That's what my ex told me.
Well,
I smile.
you have conceivably one of 2 possible locations for me, and I'm still safe, so you at least seem to be somewhat trustworthy, but you may be playing the long game. And I apologize for my distrust, but like I said before,
You probably have reasons for that. But I didn't want to know your place. I wanted to have a good time.
Me too. Anyway, Kodak is going to get anxious if we leave him waiting too much longer, but
He's will be anxious anyway. It's
I'm gonna
Codex.
I'm going to say let's not talk about this anymore. But then I'm going to send a DM that's going to say let's chat here is harder to trace, and then I'll put back on my voice modulator. Now then, I believe our ally is waiting for a teleport.
As the teleport goes through, you see the white Kumderi, kind of like almost a bear-looking creature, kind of teleport pixelated first, and then clearer and clearer. And the first thing, as soon as the form starts to move, just no.
Are you
What took
anxious
you guys
about
so long?
something?
What took you guys so long? I gave the teleport like what, a couple minutes ago.
We were chatting about adult stuff.
I think there was a bit of lag. I noticed a strange loading bar when I tried to teleport you to the location.
That's bullshit. You know that doesn't happen anymore.
A lot of things that don't happen anymore are happening, Kodak. We fought monsters higher than our level in a zone that should have been at our level. The game is acting strangely.
Yes, but maybe there's still kinks to the entire thing. I mean, think about it. Why wouldn't there be? It's the first AI generated expansion. I mean, they've made quests and whatnot. They've made creatures and interactions, but this is an entire area.
Oh, please understand, I'm not concerned about the kinks. But for you to posit that it is impossible for the game to lag when, as you said, this is the first AI-generated level, implementation could be hard on the system.
Right. You're not wrong.
He just cocks his head, which I feel like at this point, like, because Wild has that sort of faceless mask, that's how Doc the player gives emotions, is he'll cock his head whenever he's like pleased, and he'll cock his head to the other side when he's angry. So he does the pleased side.
Right. I mean, let's get going. This place is creeping me out.
Agreed.
So how do you guys proceed?
Can you give a shorter description again?
So right now you are in a essentially smaller room with a crystal in the middle that all of you know to be a save crystal. You notice that immediately as Codex joins in, he registers himself onto the save crystal so that when you log back in, or when you potentially die in the game, that you would be able to be respawned right next to this crystal. The corridor that you walked out, if you walk out right now, the door is completely open. And there's a large hallway, and it's blue blocks, kind of light blue, almost opalescent blocks, sorry, and built on the side walls. The ceiling kind of extending 30, 40, maybe even 50 feet up.
I could attempt to scout ahead as I did before to make sure there are no traps.
Yeah, good thinking. Can we assume that we registered on the crystal as well?
Yes, you registered,
That's
so
what
that's
we
why
always
you were
did.
able to log in this time to that immediately.
So Wild takes off the human mask, hangs it on his belt, and takes off the panther mask. And as he clicks it in, the Beast Wars transformation happens, and he turns back into his panther form, and he runs off out of the room.
Okay. With that, I would love if you were able to give me the first roll of the day.
Woo!
Give me a stealth roll to
Okay.
kind of go through and choose an approach that you would like to do as
All right.
you walk through.
So I will do. So I think I'm doing finesse.
Okay.
So that is 6 dice.
Perfect.
Just 1 second. My dice bag isn't producing dice.
Speaking of dice bag producing dice, I need my tray here.
Okay. Successes are 7 up.
7 and up, yes.
So that would be 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
Mhm.
With your particular. Hold on. What is wrong with my? Hold on. Sorry. Pause. IRL problems with the stupid tube not dropping. Okay. Anyways, while you were kind of going about, I would assume that you're kind of making sure on the sides of the walls and trying to stick to the sides of the walls as much as possible as you kind of sneak through the area. You notice that as soon as you get a little bit further down into the corridor, it splits out into 3 different paths. There's a left path, there's a right path, and there's a center path. And now, once again, without the big rooms that you are in, outside of those rooms, you realize that you are also in a maze.
Okay. So when I get to the divide, I will check the divide, and then I will return to the save crystal and sort of shake my shoulders, which makes the mask dislodge. And then he'll sort of take the humanoid form again, reach down, put the human mask on, and pick up the panther mask hanging on his belt. We appear to be in some sort of labyrinthine corridor. There was a turn at the end. I didn't want to take it in case I got lost and separated from the group. My character is powerful, but not powerful enough to fight these monsters on my own.
Yeah, of course. Let's proceed. We should use like left hand rule or right hand rule, whatever you prefer. I'll detect illusions and magics while we go.
Okay. As you do that, the first thing you kind of go ahead and realize is once you walk into that particular fork, is that there are islands. There are small block islands in the walls, which at first it is just a regular maze and whatnot. But now that you realize that there are actual like block islands and you're kind of tracing a wall and you realize you're kind of going in circles, the rule no longer applies. If you follow one wall and it turns into an island of some sort, you will no longer be able to follow that wall. It's as if everything that you know about labyrinths or mazes that are on the fundamental level has been upgraded once you're in this pyramid. And with that, Magisterium will give me a if you have an Arcana skill.
Yes, sure.
Now that you're in this area, however, you feel almost like there's some sort of disturbance from these opalescent blocks that are built to the side of you. These blue blocks kind of emanating some sort of force. So with this particular roll, you will have 1 degree of difficulty. Now, the way you clear off degrees of difficulty in the game is you take the amount of successes that you have, and you have to use one of the successes to buy off that difficulty. You can choose to not buy off the difficulty as well, but there is something negative that happens even if you succeed.
No, I think with 3 successes, I buy out the difficulty.
Okay.
But perfectly reasonable to stay with 2.
Stay with 2. Perfect. You detect on both sides, in front of you and behind you, almost like in a sphere, and the first thing you notice is that there are actually no invisible walls this time. You don't have any illusions or anything on the sides of you, but you're getting pings on the ceilings. Different parts of the ceilings go up, and those have invisible walls.
And should go up. Can.
It is like 40 feet up in the air. Up into the air. As the three of you kind of continue walking a little bit further out, you start mapping, I would assume, where you've been going and whatnot, drawing it out in a notebook. And you've been going around the same corridors. These islands have essentially blocked off this area, and you now come to find that there are 3 ceiling holes around the area, but you cannot progress any further in this particular corridor anymore.
I think it's a feature, not a bug, but I'm very confused. I will share what I learned.
Odd.
Codex kind of
not really sure what to do next.
Codex kind of looks over and just, I still have my grappling hook. Do you want to try that?
We might as well.
He kind of throws out his with finding one of your particular empty holes that you've pointed out. He gets 3 successes as he throws the grappling hook, and it makes purchase through the invisible block. And he just looks over at Wild, just, after you, I guess.
Mechanical question. Can I fly or levitate?
I'm sure you can, actually.
Probably I'm not the best person to do reconnaissance, though, but probably like hover a little. Maybe
I would say that because your level is limited, you used to be able to have full-blown flight, like actually be able to fly. But now you're hovering, and it takes a really long time for you to ascend. And when you're ascending, your just kind of your horizontal movement is almost non-existent. You're just able to be floating in air. And so that's the extent of your aerial mobility at this point. So without the grapple, you can float up there, but you wouldn't be able to move around very well. And I assume Wild is trying to climb the rope? Okay. You climb the rope. You don't need a check for that. Very, very simple. You immediately find yourself almost in the exact same style of room. The blocks are the same color. And you just pulled yourself through an invisible tile onto the same type of floor.
The geometry on the secondary floor is identical.
Identical, or similar?
Identical, it seems.
We should continue up.
I look above me. Is there a hole above me as well?
There are no holes above you.
It seems to be the terminus of vertical movement. Perhaps there are other entrances deeper in.
Yeah, I should come to you and detect stuff.
So, as Magisterium is kind of floating up, and then Codex is climbing the rope, Magisterium, on your DMs, you actually get another message outside of the game, where you have Alex Lowe, the tech guy, message you and say, I think there is a definite stop. There is a place that whatever information is piping to. However, I do not have the processing speed, and I do not have the processing power with my setup to be able to find it. And this actually...
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I need to, like, just a second. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Dear.
Well, I hope everything is okay. We'll actually just go to a quick little break, because I gotta move some stuff too. So, we'll be right back. Alright, I got cameras to fix, so give me a little bit. Actually, not too bad, because I could just do this and then this, and then we're good. Perfect. A little bit of a hiccup there. Anyways.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, it says, I don't have the processing power to be able to find where this all leads. And with the technology the way it is now, with where you are, that seems like an impossibility. To not have enough processing power. As you think about that,
Can I
go for it.
reply exactly that?
You can, yeah. And the response just comes back, I don't know what else to say.
Well, I'll get back to you. This is odd.
You fly and hover upwards, and with your magic detection, you realize that there is something different here, for sure. There are several spots on this particular map, and while it is correct, it is identical from the first floor even. But knowing that, there are little bits and pieces around the maze that seem to have more of a magic kind of presence. As you're kind of mapping it out, maybe even able to kind of point it out into your notebook, your Kumdari kind of climbs up forward and just goes, alright, is this just this entire thing? We're just gonna be looking around mazes and that's it? Is that how it works?
Seems so.
This is confusing.
There are some interesting spots that I detected.
Are we gonna have problems there?
Let's check one of them out, the closest one. In more detail.
And guys, walk a little closer just ever so slightly, a little bit closer. And while you're the first one to hear, because I assume you're still out in front, but you hear rather heavy breathing. Almost like a beast on the other side. Right around the corner, you hear a
There is some sort of creature around the corner. We should move with caution and be prepared for a fight.
Are you doing any preparations before you turn the corner?
Yeah, I'm gonna put on the Green Man mask that I use for the grasping vines,
Okay.
and just be ready to cast that.
You kind of turn the corner a bit, and you notice that there is a minotaur, a stone minotaur. The porous rock, almost volcanic in nature, as it kind of crackles a little bit as it moves at all times. But you could see the steam kind of coming out, billowing from its nose. And it seems to be guarding some sort of orb. Kind of purple, glowing orb in the background that's floating right, sitting at a dead end of the maze. The Minotaur doesn't look at you. It's kind of glancing side to side a little bit. There are still other paths coming down to it, but regardless of what path you take, it is guarding a dead end.
Maybe we need that orb.
There is some sort of statuary here guarding a dead end, but dead ends have not been dead ends in this place so far. I think perhaps whatever is beyond the Minotaur is where we need to be. I can hold it still for a time.
You suggest you hold it still while I look for exits? Let's do it.
Corrections behind me and just go behind you and just, alright, I'll help you with the Minotaur.
Wild locks down his mask and takes, he sort of like clicks off his hand, pulls out a twig, closes his hand, concentrates on the twig, and it turns into his staff. And then he walks around wearing the Green Man mask, and he slams it on the ground as he uses his enhanced brutal focus to cast Grasping Vines level 2.
Perfect. Remind me.
So with that, I get, so with enhanced, I get an automatic success.
Okay.
And with brutal, they have an additional level of difficulty to get out of it.
Perfect. As you kind of do that and the vines start gripping into this creature, like you could see that it's that volcanic rock, that almost pumice stone looking porous rock is kind of grating against the vines, and you could see the fibers of the vines kind of pulling apart from it. But it is not, it's still holding, and it's still kind of pulling forward, and it is just going to use an athletic roll, a force athletic roll, and see if it could kind of walk out of it. Ooh. It's going to buy off the difficulty but fail and just stay in that area. But you could see it kind of very, very slowly trying to move forward.
Magisterium, move with speed. I cannot hold it for long.
I do very forceful scanning. You can, I guess Magisterium loses his cool a bit, like running around the room with like very spacey looking magic scanner.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another one of those Arcana checks then. With the difficulty of, with the one extra added difficulty. Complication, I mean. And then, you want to hit 2 for this one, I will say.
Okay. Well, I have 3, but without buyout of the difficulty.
So, okay, you'll buy out the difficulty, and then you also meet the success as you go ahead, and even though you're going through this with speed, you're able to scan through. And the orb, you realize, is a teleporter. It is a teleportation device, and you could tell from kind of like the signature of everything. If you touch it, it is going to teleport you somewhere else.
To one place, it's not like we'll get separated, or I can't tell.
You can tell that it is a one specific area.
Let's get to the teleporter. We probably are supposed to go there.
You first, Codex. I'll hold the Minotaur.
Codex just kind of like runs and just, well, just wait. Well, just come with me as well. Just wait a little bit, and we'll be fine.
I need to stay focused. It will be all right. Cover me when I run.
As he kind of books it past the Minotaur first, and holding out his large hammer, waiting for the two of you to be right. He's right next to the orb now, just waiting for the two of you to get over.
Magisterium, go. I will assume my feline form to move with greater speed. But for now, I must hold this spell. And you can hear like gears grinding, like wooden gears grinding in the ball joints of Wild's body as he's focusing on holding this Minotaur and it's fighting him.
Yes, okay. Magisterium, as a goodbye, will blink some magic armor on you and will move.
Okay.
To the portal. Oof, touch.
The Minotaur tries to swing immediately as Wild is kind of moving across, and Codex is there to help you as well, but I need you to give me because it targets you as the source of the root magic. It is going to make a physical attack, and it is going to be a contested roll. You can either block or use a magic attack to kind of reflect it in that sense.
Okay,
can I then roll something for that buff I described for armor?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I don't want to destroy the dynamics of the scene. Can it just be like an extra die or something, or should I roll my magic block?
I'll give not even an extra die. I'll give you an extra success.
Awesome.
The armor just gives you an extra success.
While I'm in my Panther form, I actually get +1 to magic attacks. So I'm going to use my magic attacks to resist it.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll use that with finesse.
Okay.
So that's 2 successes because of the magic attack plus the buff plus that's an explosion, so that's 2 successes so far, 3 successes, so 5 successes total with the buffs.
5 successes total? Yeah, no. It tries to swing an axe at you, and you use the armor as you kind of like slide and walk through. You slide on through and let the axe kind of glean past the armor a little bit on the shoulder, and then you just burst with one hand with magic burst that just shatters the axe. The porousness of this stone seems fragile enough, at least.
Since I'm in my Panther form, could it be a roar?
Yeah,
I just turn and roar at it. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially what it is. You could even
Okay,
hear kind of like the panther roar as it goes through, and it completely shatters the axe. As the three of you touch the teleporter, you immediately get out of that situation. It is completely empty again.
Oh.
Behind you now, there is still that kind of purple orb of a teleporter. Nothing else has changed besides that, and then also the fact that, well, luckily enough, you are not attacked by another creature.
Does it look like the same room?
It's a little different actually. The hue of you're not necessarily sure if it's the teleporter itself that changes the hue of the room, but it is a little bit more purplish than it is light blue.
More of the same.
Essentially. As you walk a little bit further out, there is just a small kind of passageway, and there are two pillars that create little divots to the side of the corridor. There's nothing else in the corridor, and this particular hallway seems almost endless, aside for those two divots. Do you just
Boring
continue?
as it sounds, guys, I continue scanning. Scanning. Anything? Or should I roll again?
There is no particular magic, but if you you don't scan particularly magic, but if you use like a different sort of vision, like a sight, to see whether or not there is magic, to scan that way, you notice that it is blank. There is just a wall. It's not necessarily an illusion, but something is blocking magic in general right at the two pillars.
Do such areas exist in the game already? Where the magic gets blocked, where you are less powerful? Would we know?
You won't know. You have no idea. You just know that your scan doesn't go past it.
Mm-hmm.
And Codex kind of just, well, do you want me to go continue? I don't use magic, so. I mean, only if it helps.
Mind.
He kind of straightens up a little bit, grabs his hammer. Any objections, Wild?
None from me. We've all, I think, applied our skills to this. Let's try your approach.
He walks through, and as soon as he gets to those two pillars, you see the form of his character kind of dissipate, getting pulled into something. It's not unlike a warp portal, like when you change from world to world, where your form just kind of gets pulled in, and then the colors kind of fill in to the sides of your peripheral vision. As you see him just get pulled across. Hallway completely empty again. Ever endless.
I have no better idea than follow him.
No, I am in agreement. Either he is somewhere safe or he has been destroyed and we will all respawn at the safe point. Either way, we should be where he is.
So who goes first?
Okay.
I will proceed. And Wild puts his hands out and
I,
walks into the area.
I guess we can do it at the same time.
Okay.
Whoosh.
As you both teleport across, there does almost seem to be some sort of loading lag as you are floating in this kind of warp tunnel for a lot longer than most area changes. In the midst of all of this, Wild, you get a little bit of a message when you type, the message just comes out. Doc, the fever hasn't gone down. I don't know what to do. And everything slowly comes back into view. And all of you find yourselves in a portion of Cascade itself. As your characters. You see
This
the
is
buildings
bizarre.
kind of pull out into view, and you are now in some sort of alleyway, some dark alleyway. It must be somewhere close to where the slums are, because Wild, you would know, but the buildings are so high up, and you're so far down into the ground, that the sun doesn't actually shine here. There are so many overhead objects everywhere. You don't see anything, but just darkness. There are small neon glows of lights that are line the walls. Kind of advertisements start popping up to the side, almost as if your glass implants start blipping back, realizing that you're in the real world. But as the Kundera, large, white, bear, still standing in front of you, looks at the two of you and just goes, I'm not dreaming, right?
This is nuts.
This is a very strange design.
I thought this was all supposed to be fantasy. I didn't think that we would just get back to Cascade.
Could be an overlook or a glitch from that eye. I didn't think. Well, no, we deliberately were pulled here.
No.
Does it seem, by the way, like one of those areas that raids were planned for in Cascade, with IX security and others?
I would say that because you did not agree to be a part of that operation, you've never really been to the slums, and they hadn't given you enough information to actually understand that.
Fair enough. I suppose. I suppose though, like by my general city knowledge, it does seem like this type of area from the heat map I've seen.
Sort of, yes. I think the only way, since you are still technically in Anima, I would, or in the Terra Surge, I mean, I would need a lore check from the two of you.
Wow. 5.
5 successes. My gosh.
3.
3 successes. Perfect. So both of you uh, completely passing through that, you understand that, and you kind of start getting the feeling that this looks like Cascade, but it is not Cascade. It's, like you said, Magisterium, exactly like that heat map, where that area could be. But it doesn't follow any sort of structure that is seemingly even on a map. And for Wild, Doc, you know for a fact that you've never been to this alley before. And you've been to most alleys in most slums. If not all.
Mhm. When I look at maps of the slums, this seems to not follow the geometry. I don't think this is actually Cascade. I think it just resembles Cascade.
Sorry, can you repeat about heat map? I lost sound for a second.
Okay, sorry, excuse me. Everything looks familiar to you, as in it does look like it is part of the slums, but looking at the heat map and the structures of the maps themselves, this does not look like anything like that you see in a physical map.
Doesn't it resemble any area in game, for example, reskinned?
I think with a lore check that high, you'd also kind of be able to kind of recall a lot of the areas and whatnot. And the first thing that pops in your mind, looking at where the alleyway kind of snakes outwards and stuff like that, you realize you're in a part of the same maze, the same building, or the same kind of wall structure and whatnot. If you look back at your notebook, you're kind of pointed in this area where it's the same room.
I just like show my notebook. I like point to a couple of exits, point to notebook, and roll my eyes. Oh my god, this again.
You are, if you look at the layers that you've been through, the first one had entrances, kind of little bits of emptiness in the ceilings that you were able to float up. And from there, the second one had magical orbs. You knew that there were multiple magical orbs, but you only chose to go through one of them. And now, you're in the same spot where the purple orb was.
Let's go to a different orb, I guess. What do you say?
All right, let's give it a try.
You kind of walk through a little bit further out, continuing with the maze. And before you're able to turn the corridor, you do see that there is a small kind of group, almost like little a gang even of people. There's like 4 or 5 people there, just kind of chilling and sitting there. They're talking amongst themselves. They look like ghost wolves, actually. One of them almost eerily familiar, but you notice that all of their faces are completely blurred. You only see their clothes. Doc, I would like you to make some sort of a culture or empathy check, either or, to see if you're able to kind of pick out why some of them look familiar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do cunning empathy.
Okay.
That is. Well, hold on. So that is one success, but I have eidetic memory. So I have perfect memory. So I don't know if that plays into this at all.
That does play a little bit into it. The only problem with it is because some of the features and some of the clothes and whatnot, they're a little bit more blurry. That you could recall pieces of people that are, and the clothing and whatnot. But with one success, you're still able to kind of notice that the female figure on the side, that looks like Izzy. You can't see her face; it's not there. You can't really hear her voice or anything. But the model looks almost identical to Izzy.
This place is strange. These humanoid models are well crafted.
Uncanny is the word you're looking for.
Yes, uncanny. But the faces are wrong.
On purpose, probably.
One would hope. Could you imagine the settlement if they used real likenesses in AI? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to see that. At least for me.
Agree.
What would you guys like to do?
Well, Wild is trying. Doc is very glad that he's playing an emotionless character because he is feeling a lot of ways about this. So he's like, Wild says, I think that perhaps we should move along. This place is making me uncomfortable.
They are blocking your way to the next teleportation sphere.
We should move past them. If they do not attack us, I see no reason to attack them.
Sure.
As you start moving by, the form that looks the most like Izzy kind of stands in your way. I'm sorry. This is a restricted area. You are not allowed past. You don't know where the sound's coming from, by the way. There's no mouth, there's no features for you to hear that, but it's clearly from that figure.
I would like to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
And Wild is going to say, it is tantamount that we move past. We are on an important and time-sensitive mission, and your hindrance will not be accepted.
Go ahead.
Come on, baby. Oh, wow. So that's 4 successes with 2 explosions.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 4 successes.
Sounds
But that
good.
was pretty good, considering I only roll 4 dice.
That's amazing. Holy crap.
Yeah. It was 2 8s and 2 10s. I was just like, ah.
That's crazy.
No.
She just kind of like looks at you and tilts your head almost in the same way that you do, but you could tell that it's not for the same reason. I understand that it is important for you to pass, but directives has made it so that I must impede you. We must impede you. the four of them all turn towards you. There is one in the back that pulls out what seems to be a gun. And the both of you know, unless they're basically like magical firearms, there are no guns.
Wild is still trying to keep up this like appearance of like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And he sort of puts his hand on his face as if he is frustrated, and then says, then I'm afraid our impediments must be shared. And he clicks off his face and very quickly clicks in the green man and slams his hand into the ground.
Something.
Oh, yeah, okay, go for it.
Can I like step in and try using real Joseph for a moment, commanding these people like this is Cascade security operation. Move along. Drop your weapon. And you will don't resist official operations of Cascade Security here. Let us proceed. And I will probably use like some protocols that can be used, like some phrases.
Okay. So I'm assuming this is gonna be a command roll from Joseph. There is actually 2 complications that comes to this. I will say that before anything else.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your command roll.
Okay, this is 2.
Okay. So just 2 successes?
Yeah.
So without knowing how many successes you need for this roll, would you like to buy off the difficulty, the complications?
Going over my stuff here.
Go ahead.
I'll buy out 1, I guess.
Okay. You buy off 1 complication, and immediately you see the one in the back. He was raising his gun, and he kind of puts his gun down, almost a little bit confused. And the one in the front, I appreciate your try, but where do you think you actually are? We are not in Cascade. Your protocols don't work. Another woman in the background kind of walk forward. As Jane has mentioned, we are here to impede your progression, as we are commanded to do so. Either turn around, or we will be in direct conflict.
Then I am afraid our impediments are shared. And then he slams his hand into the ground and does the grasping vines in the area.
Sounds good. You do the grasping vines. I'm pretty sure you don't have any rolls, as it kind of pulls out. You could see there is one very, very weird thing that happens as you do so, though. Because the vines themselves no longer look like plant vines. They look like cables and cords.
I knew you were going to say that. As soon as you said there's a weird thing, I said, I know what it's going to be!
as almost like these electric tendrils start snaking around and wrapping themselves against these ghost wolf-looking people. And that is when the two of you clock something that the back female mentioned. They said that the front one is named Jane. And the two of you, being such high-level players, would know that Jane is one of the narrator AIs. And there are 4 narrator AIs. Very, very distinct 4 artificial entities that run all of the creation of everything in Terra Surge. Jane is the one that focuses on social interactions. Specifically the one that talks. You can very obviously tell the one with the gun is probably John. The one that creates monsters, creates opposition, and fighting. That leaves the other 2 as well. But now that they're held behind your cables, you notice that John kind of almost flares up. And you see flames on both of his wrists as he begins to shoot fire and starts burning through some of these cables. Turn-wise, though, what does Magisterium want to do at this point? They are still bound, but they are trying to get out of it now.
Decisions. Can we run past them? I think we probably can, right?
Can you move past them? The corridor is actually a little bit too small for you to do that. You could, you can see that the alleyway is perfectly fine for you and for Wild, but even for a large Kumdere like Codex, he's barely making it through. He's not able to swing a hammer, that's for sure. Like the 2 of you can walk side by side, but that's basically at most what you can do.
I will create an elemental barrier. Protect us. Oh god, I have a lot here. I should have done it more. So if I have magic defense enhanced, it doesn't seem unrealistic, but okay. Okay. Enhancements give me 3 successes, right?
Yes. Enhancements are extra successes.
Well, I have elemental barrier +2 and magic defense +3.
Okay.
I suppose they both apply here, so it should be like 7 successes, something crazy.
It's a little bit. There's a couple of successes that you got there. I would say that it's pretty successful. What do you?
Yeah, I'll just
describe what you're trying to do.
Whoosh some fire and wind to protect us, so we just like protected splice through the corridor, probably, or maybe just protect us from these crazy attacks.
Okay. So with the barrier, I would say that you immediately kind of make a large sphere, and it almost eats away to the sides of the walls. And immediately you're able to push yourself a little bit further out, and the walls you notice now turning through, there's nothing on the other side of them, pretty obviously. They're just very solid stone and metal, as it kind of completely cuts into it. The 4 entities do not seem phased whatsoever, as the other male kind of looks over and walks through and seemingly traverses through the tendrils and the cables and vines and just walks in front of all 3 of you. And with that, he points up and just shows you that there is a door at the wall. Like a little bit above one of the walls, there's a door there. It's almost as if he's giving you another option. He doesn't say a word, but after pointing up, and kind of raises his arms like this, and stands
I
right
can't
out in front of you.
Can't guess if he's one of the AIs. It's just somebody.
You can, noticing that he's giving you another option for exploration, or for basically more movement, more choices, you can guess that it is Victor, the one that oversees exploration and culture and loot and stuff, etc., etc. So that its primary goal, all of that two of you know, is the one that focuses on having you guys have more things to find, essentially.
I vote for the
Perhaps-
door. Yeah.
Perhaps we should follow where he's pointing.
Read. Do that grappling hook.
Kodak is like, you don't have to tell me twice. And he just chucks the hook into the door. And the door is almost like paper as the hook just goes through. And you can hear a screeching kind of dragging as it finds purchase inside that doorway. Who wants to go first? It technically, in turn order, would be Wild.
Wild will go. Yeah, I'll just climb up to the hole.
Okay.
And say, I think that we should move with speed again.
You guys walk up and climb up onto the second floor door. The door kind of closes behind you, reforms itself, and then closes behind you. And you come face to face with blue opalescent blocks to both sides of you. There is a small hallway and kind of a door to the side. A doorway. There is no door there. It's just a doorway. You kind of look further in. And there is a crystal in the middle of a small room. Very, very simple. And of course you would know it as a save point crystal.
Nothing unusual about it from detection perspective.
Well, you're not registered to it.
Well, I should do it probably. I mean, should do it probably.
Codex kind of... Yeah, we should probably register to it.
Agreed.
And as soon as the three of you register to the crystal, an item drops for all three of you. Once again, it is completely unknown. The message itself is kind of encoded in something. And then Codex is like, what the heck is this? And he activates it. you just see a news report once again. But this one, with the news reporter kind of standing in front and just... It's just in. Alexander Vargas is dead. We've received information that it's passed away, and that he's passed away, and that his estate now belongs to Cascade, as he willed it to be. He said that this city is the one thing that he wanted to preserve. And with the funds that he could avail, the city could flourish again. Unfortunately, his shares, the shares of the game, and his capital is under lock and key by Optech. For contractual reasons, Optech has had the ability and the power to keep his financial gains with TerraSurge and everything that has been created by the Vargas engine, the master AI behind the entire game, and the AI that created the 4 narrators. There is reason to believe that Optech is keeping a copy of the Vargas engine and everything it has created and everything it has managed for themselves. But it is all speculation. And the news report kind of cuts off. You noticed something funny about the news reporter. There were parts of their movement, the body movement and whatnot, that just didn't seem to connect very well. It could very well be fabricated by something.
We can
Codex.
go to the...
Sorry?
Yeah, we can check the news from here, right?
You can.
Right.
You can totally check the news from here.
That's what I want to do.
You check the news and there is nothing that seems anywhere near what you just saw. Nothing close.
There is nothing close to this in actual news.
You're not sure. You're not sure if it's the actual news. There is no other news station. You've seen the reporter before, but the news reporter is right now reporting on something else. Actually reporting on the riots that are currently underway in the Blackwell district.
Okay.
So that's the main news that is going on right now.
I want to say this to everyone. There's nothing like this on actual news.
Codex just kind of... Alright, what the fuck is this?
I have a theory.
Like,
there were those AIs down there before we came here. And like all of this is created by AIs. Maybe they got some corporation information and I'm not sure if they are just crazy or trying to communicate something corporation related, and we like have a singularity event. What's it called? Well, I'm not a computer person. I just read too many sci-fi novels. That's what I have.
I just came to explore this new area. I didn't expect any of this. I need a process.
yeah, a bit more tame version of this would be like this is they had this
Whoop whoop.
oh
Woof.
my, somebody's coming.
Let's go. Okay, well, with that, we're going to take a quick break as I need to... Well, I mean, first of all, I need to fix the cameras real quick. But, so we have to do that live, unfortunately. But then we're
sorry.
going to have to... No, you're good. Let me double check everything is okay. Well, there is at least one camera that is fine. So we're going to lock
Nice.
that first. And
All right.
let me do some quick edits. As
Totally.
we are also in the midst of kind of catch Kelly up on some stuff. Welcome,
Sounds good.
welcome.
I'll be back in 1 sec while you do that. I won't turn my camera off.
Perfect.
Are we taking an actual break?
We are taking an actual break as well, so I just need to fix these real fast before we do. And then we will take that break. As currently, and I'm going to do it while narrating, nothing seems real anymore. Nothing seems real, nothing seems fake. And it also, everything seems to coincide with each other in very strange ways. As we come back, we will be able to get not only a little bit more of an answer on what's happening, but also we will also get to, let me double check everything here, and we'll also be able to find out a little bit more whether or not, or what Lachlan's been doing. So yeah,
Oh boy, he's been doing some stuff. Don't ask what, though.
Stuff has been going on, and that's fun. Also, we still have just a small little thing. Remember that the Storypath Ultra is out and about in Backer Kit and is doing very well, and we'd love for it to for you guys to check it out. Very, very fun, as well as Curseborn being now out on Kickstarter. So, you know, just a little extra little thing before we get back. Okay, well, all the cameras are set up. That took a little bit longer than expected. Give us about a 5-minute break before we're able to come back as I help fill Kelly in on what we've already done. So we'll see.
Yay!
You then. Question mark? Seems like everything works.
Are we back?
We're back.
Oh my god.
So when last we catch up real quick with Lachlan, you took your coffee and you very boldly went where not many people would like to go, in front of moving traffic. And you found yourself realizing that, money, whatever the money can buy, at least money can buy really good brakes, as the car did not hit you whatsoever.
Nice.
But with that, you were able to get two things out of that small little encounter. Number one, you got the voice confirmed that it was Cameron Bergen.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you were able to get a wire trace from the bodyguard. Now, in your line of work, you know that although there are very, very high, kind of like high-level people that have bodyguards, and they do the bodyguards do the things with the wire transfers and things like that, just so it doesn't trace back to them. This is a special case.
Mm-hmm.
You have no information on the guy. So you take that little bit of information and you run the trace, regardless. It goes through several different empty companies and whatnot. You know that it's not necessarily a straightforward trace. You find that, however, you do end up in a place where you didn't expect. There is a company named Q-Tech. They run different types of transfers of monetary values, and through that, you notice that there is an unknown trace between their systems, I would say.
Okay.
You find yourself patched into one of their kind of customer support, realizing that there's something here. There's one unknown kind of line, and that particular line could draw themselves back to Cameron Berg in some way, and you wanted to try it. And the customer service representative on the line, Gail Knox, just kind of named Gail, of course, they simply just go through and try to get your credentials, and you pass your credentials off as the bodyguard very easily. I mean, that's something that you've done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Gail's like, it's weird. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an ID on here, but you're right. On the in our systems, it does look like it just says unknown. Let me go into the system and double check for you there. And you
absolutely. Take whatever time you need.
You can hear the tapping, the typing and stuff. And this is, by the way, completely cutting into your game time. You know that their message is pinging, seeing whether or not you show up, and
yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Over and over. I did find initials, and there's also an address that comes to it. The initials is CB, and there's an address somewhere in Cascade. Would you like the forwarding address?
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic.
You almost furrow your brow as soon as you see the address, though. because you notice that it is actually just a warehouse. It's probably a warehouse that's near the Blackwell district. But knowing that, and knowing that you probably shouldn't go into a warehouse by yourself at this time of night,
Mm-hmm.
you have a couple of choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
And I'll just confirm whether that is the correct address and that's the only one on file.
Yes. That's all I got, and
Okay.
I was only able to receive it. I will say that and you could hear a bloop on the side. I had to turn off the recording, but I usually don't do this, but I looped around the admin channels to find you this, and it's nothing because it's special or anything. I'm curious too. Usually there's not anything anonymous on the upper levels, at least. But I
Fair.
hope this
Yeah,
resolves
no,
for you.
it's curious, right? Well, that's some really good sleuthing, though.
Thank you. Yes, it off the record. All of this is off the record, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No,
I-
look, I really appreciate this. Like, really. I'll reach out and hopefully I'll hear back. And you have yourself a great night, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
All right. So what are my options?
So, currently, you have your own contacts within Proteus that you could use to maybe check out the warehouse. You could go by yourself, which probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
Or remembering that all of this is tied to what is happening in the game, and you know that your guild members are currently in the pyramid right now. What would you like to do?
Smart idea would be to contact my contacts. But if it turns out to be a bust and I call them too early, I could absolutely burn myself on this. Going myself will get me killed, period. Because that'll be the one time it turns out to be real. So I think it's time to go with option C and log into the pyramid.
Okay. With that, as you find yourself a comfortable chair to sit in, by the way, I'll just say it out loud. You, if you would want to sign into the Roll20 to hear the music or anything, if you wanted to,
Oh yeah.
it's up to you. But you go ahead, find a comfortable chair to sit in, and pull yourself into Terra Surge, and once again, just like the other two, you find yourself in an area that doesn't have any music at all. The background music is gone. Usually there are almost theme musics to these areas, but it's not to say that it's completely silent. You find yourself in a place that once again is just a small room with a save crystal. Pings and chimes on the side that are far in the distance. And at this time, Wild, Magisterium, and Codex, all of them see that Riku has logged in. And all of you are actually at the other save crystal right now.
Can we teleport him, same as Codex?
You see Riku as there is a small, or there's just like a little notification on the side, and there's a teleportation request that if you accept,
Ding.
you'd be teleported over. And nothing has changed. It looks like nothing has changed in the room, just the fact that now Wild, Magisterium, and Codex are in the room. And Codex is literally in the corner, sitting down, and hands over his head almost. Like, yeah, I don't know what to make of any of this, man.
Hi.
Yeah, we're in an odd labyrinth.
Looks like we're in a blank room. Sorry, I had a late phone call.
Riku, you don't understand. We just got a message that Did you know that Optech keeps the holdings of all of Alexander Vargest?
Oh, we don't know if that's true.
Like his tech or like his body?
Body? What if
Maybe
they keep
both.
his body?
I'll just show Riku the message.
Oh,
It
wow.
seems fake.
That's Whoa. That's wild.
It's also not real.
No?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that on the web, actually. And you see, they move a little odd, and something's up with it. You see?
Oh, I see. Well, just checking through. Where are we? Why haven't we progressed further inside of the pyramid? Were you just waiting for me? I'm sorry.
No. We didn't wait. Sorry. It's just
I was
they
slow.
have a
It's
lot of
fine.
same rooms. I was only formally saying sorry. I'm not actually sorry. So yeah,
All
they
right.
have a lot of sim rooms, and they have like a whole level that reminds us that resembles Cascade. Very odd. It's another puzzle.
Interesting. So, what do we need to solve it?
Oh, we sold the previous one. We needed to like grapple hook to the door and come here. So we can proceed from here. Are there any exits?
There is no door here, just like the other one. It's just a doorway. Walking out the doorway, it is the same corridor, and you could possibly try to think that it may or may not be the same exact layout as well. If you do your magic scan, you notice that there's one particular teleportation spot that is missing, but the other teleportation spots are still available.
It's we need to visit all of them, I suppose, and mark them on your maps. Went through one. Need to go to how many of them there are?
Right now, the feeling of the blips, you feel that there are at least 3, but the last
Three
one,
more, maybe.
exactly. There's 3 on this floor right now. So there's one closer, one a little bit further away, and then there's one that's the signature is a little bit bigger, but much further.
I will tell that and suggest that there are two obvious options: the closest one or the brightest one. Which one should we pick?
Bright as in
Yeah. No.
as in smart, or as in like well, yeah, obviously. I'm tired of dark dank dungeons. We're always in dark dank dungeons. Let's go into like a fun dungeon. A fungeon.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, something inside me tells me like my magisterium. I hope we don't need to use them in some exact order. We won't have to redo them. Okay, let's just go.
Let's go. What's wrong with Codex?
Oh, he's just being Codex.
Still in the corner, just going. I I don't know if I want to progress. This is getting too
What's
real.
wrong? Can't bear it?
Uh,
No,
you know what, man? Maybe it's just an alternate reality game. They were pretty popular decades ago. Like it's still a game, but it connects to reality. And some companies made games that were referencing their actual business. Maybe it's this kind of thing. Don't. And since this news report was fake, I think that might be the case. Just chill.
Sure. And hey, Riku, Kumaderis aren't
Mhm.
bears. They're
Well-
mostly bears.
You're mostly bears. Like, you're pretty fuzzy. I like it. It suits you. Also, isn't your name supposed to be referencing like a Kodiak or a Klondike bar or something?
Right, anyways, let's go. And he just completely walks by with the hammer and just... Alright, where's this place? And he's completely going the wrong direction, by the way. Just...
No. We are going there.
I should probably follow you instead. You're the one with the map. Right.
I can send you the map. I think I can.
You can. Of course you can. You send the map and everything and continue further out. And it's almost as if the game didn't expect you to go this way, but it doesn't seem like there's any opposition as you continue going through. You walk towards the very, very bright energy, and when you arrive, it's almost, you see a large polygon. It kind of looks like a large D20 even, like a dodecahedron. But then each of the faces are empty, and it is see-through. The light comes from these bars that make the sides of, or make the edges of each side. And there's like a bright white light as it kind of like floats around in the center. And then in the center of that particular polygon, there you see the purple orb.
Is it protection field or something? Can I see that? Or can
When
we
you
just
detect the
pass
magic,
through
that's
it?
what it does. That's what it does seem like. It is like a protection field. You know for a fact that you cannot touch it. It does damage to you.
Hopefully I
All
can
right.
find-
Somebody go grab it.
No. It's protection field here.
Somebody
Can
go
we
grab it.
smash it?
You want me to just smash, like, and he just kind of lifts up the hammer.
Okay, can I try to dispel it? Something like that.
You could totally try. You can totally try. That would be a magic attack against it, though.
Oh, so cool. A lot of magic.
That indeed you do. But without knowing what it is, and you can seeing the many facets of this thing, you will have 2 complications with it.
Oh. Well, it's 3. Not too many dice, I guess.
Okay. Once again, as mentioned before,
I'll buy out.
You'll buy out the complications, both of them.
Well, I mean, I will have 1 success left, so I guess that would be reasonable.
Okay. As you buy off the complications, you have 1 success left. You describe to me how you're trying to dispel it. What type of, is it like a wave or something like that, or a beam attack?
I imagined like something like I concentrate on it and try to like dismantle the sides of it and light up a little and go. I push them back basically, and the lights resemble my hand movements.
Okay.
But maybe
You could see it almost warping a little bit. And you could see it almost crinkling and turning and twisting as you're trying to pull it apart, and then it just goes back into shape.
Smash it.
Right. Okay. Any other
Good
ideas?
work.
Kind of looking at Wild and Riku as he takes up the hammer.
Use the hammer.
And he swings down at it.
Can't believe he did it.
Without trying to buy out the complications, you see that the hammer makes purchase on the dodecahedron, and it cracks one of the panels just slightly, but then Codex gets flung into the back wall and just disintegrates.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Well,
Did you
that was-
respawn?
And it's just like, yeah, I'm back at the save point.
Yeah.
Let me make an attempt.
Do it. Do it.
So he takes off his neutral mask and he puts on the mask with no bottom jaw. And I'm going to try to just Nature's Fury and just scream at it at a resonance that would crack it.
Okay. All right. Because of the crack from one of the sides already, there's only one complication for your roll.
Okie dokie. Let's see. 2, 3, 6. All right. Well, that's good. Glad there's only one complication. Because I have one success and I'll 2 successes and I'll use 1 to buy out the complication.
Okay. You only have the 1 success. So once again, you notice that you can crack it a little bit further, but even the panel that is cracking is starting to try to mend itself.
I have one other option I can try. I'm not as good with this spell as I am with the other. He clicks off the mask.
Why don't we try the power of friendship? As in, we all gang up on it at the same time using magic attacks so we don't get, like, Kodak.
For that definition of power of friendship, I like that. I really like that. That's a
The power of friendship is a gang beating.
Is wailing on them, yeah.
Hit triangle for an all-out attack.
Now
Is Codex back?
Yeah. Codex is taking a while. And you know that there is like respawn sickness, so then he's moving slower, but it shouldn't take that long. And you realize he messages you back, there are roaming creatures in here now, and I'm back at the save point.
Welp.
You should move with speed.
I'll try to get back to you guys, but
No, it's okay. We will try and get to you. This is an enigma that will not stop us.
Okay, so
and
what?
Wild is gonna click on his vine mask.
Okay. So how are you going to do this? Are you going to gang up on the sphere on the dodecahedron first?
I think Wild can try his thing, and then we'll gang up if it doesn't work.
So what Wild is trying to do is use the grasping vines to like get in the crack and just expand it in the way that, when plants find a crack in concrete, it just grows into and expands the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
He's just speeding up the time that takes.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I would say that if you want to, we could kind of like quote unquote save time here and mix that with what Riku wants to do.
And that was the plan.
Yeah. So that was
is
the plan,
to like
right?
set up Riku. Yeah.
So I will have you all to roll your magic attacks at the same time. Remember, there is still the 1 complication, and then however many successes, we'll see how well you do from there.
7 successes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, like I said, I'm not as good with the screen when it comes to the vines. That's what Wild's good at.
9. Oh, and I'll use my beam attack, so 11.
Okay.
Okay. Rolling on 7s.
That's 18
No pressure,
so
Riku.
far.
Are 10s rerolls or 2s?
Rerolls.
Okay. Boop. Boop, boop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, so 6.
Okay, so we had a 7, we had a 6, and then what was Magisterium's again?
11.
11, so 24 in total. You go and crack and literally shatter more than half of this thing. 12 sides of this entire thing, this dodecahedron, is completely shattered and gone. And it is trying to regenerate, but you could see that as it spins, the purple orb inside is exposed for quite a long time, actually, because there's so many sides that are completely cracked.
Nice.
So with that, though,
Okay. Do we do it again?
Oh, I guess we can just touch the thing and proceed. How you doing, Codex? Boop, boop.
I'm almost there. Just go on ahead without me if you have anything.
Yeah, we'll teleport you if we can.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
With that, the three of you touch the purple spear, and once again, but for Riku the first time,
It's tingly.
you get warped. The lights kind of disappear into white, then kind of reform. You're no longer in an alleyway in Cascade, but you do seem to be in some sort of corporate building. The hallways are bright and almost kind of flooded with a white light. The floor is a reflective black, with the tiles kind of lining across. And you can kind of see on the sides that there are lights on the very bottom panels of the walls, these metal panels that kind of basically stack over and over and over, continuing on. You guys aren't really sure what building this is, but this is definitely more of a building that's within Cascade, more of a corporate setting than anything. The original door that's supposed to be a save point where there was no door, now there is a sliding door.
Whoa, they're really getting lazy on their dungeon architecture. They just scanned the office. But seriously, you guys don't seem surprised.
Nah.
Has it been like this all day?
No, like a back alley. We've got into a back alley before.
Oh, great.
That's kind of similar thing, yeah. Conceptual.
There,
So where are we?
The layout is the same, I suppose.
you hear
Is it?
footsteps. Exactly the same, almost. But you do hear footsteps this time. As someone turns the corner and you notice a woman with kind of like a dark suit. A little bit younger, a little shorter, darker hair, long to the side, but once again the face is completely blurred out. It's her heels clicking on the tiles, kind of walking forward. I expected Victor to give you a way to path around. But the story that needs to be unfolded stays the same. We are technically supposed to obstruct you.
Screen capture. Screen capture.
But we are not to completely eliminate your progress. As this person walks closer and closer, woof, woof. Words just disappeared for a little bit.
Words.
Closer and closer. Riku, or more so Lachlan, you feel almost a chill down your spine. That suit's pretty familiar. The clothes, very familiar. You know your sister had an office job before in Cascade.
Is this a user or an NPC?
This is an NPC. You do not see the face or anything. It's completely blurred out, and there's like little details and little artifacts around the clothes that kind of shimmer a little bit, ever so slightly, the distortion. But she stands in front of you.
So, what's your name?
I'm Jane. I'm one of the narrators.
Why do you obstruct us? Do you want us to learn something about real world? Do you want to take over the company or something like that? Or want us to solve a murder? We're here to play.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Jane the name that was given to the one that looked like Izzy?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Storing it for later.
Yeah. Jane kind of like tilts her head and just... Are you saying you're not having fun? The mystery of it. The story.
You're
Some more
within the question. Sorry.
You are. More clues would be nice too.
More clues would mean that the difficulty would lessen.
Mm-hmm.
The Vargas engine did not plan for lowered difficulty.
So, why is Cameron Burke still alive if he's dead?
You could see the AI kind of freeze. Even the part of the artifacts that were moving kind of pause when you say that. And then it just refreshes. There is a difference in what is truth and what is truth.
Right.
CFO of Optech is alive. Currently.
But we saw a video of him getting, Was it a deep fake?
The AI just shatters in front of you.
I think I killed it with logic. My powers have grown.
There isn't a logic there. I don't think this was your doing.
No, rather than
But,
logic.
Riku,
not
you
that it was
definitely look
absent.
stronger. My scans read that you have acquired 3 more ribbons.
Thank you.
Felt
It's
awkward
either that or
about
leather
talking.
straps, so you know.
Yeah.
That's for my VTubing.
That's for the other game.
That's for the other game on only beep.
But not that type of leather straps. You know, the equipments. You know, the ones that.
Sorry, that's my other game. Sorry.
On only glass.
Only glass.
Oh my god.
Windex, so you can see through the glass.
As soon.
Good bit.
Good bit.
While this happens, you hear once again the footsteps coming closer again. Same clicks of the high heels. And she appears in front of you once more. I am to be your guide in this world, and, well, this particular part of the story could potentially get more real. And I would expect your explicit acceptance before going any further. Do you accept that the game is going to be more real? And in the back of the three of you, you hear, "Fuck that." As Codex is just like, I don't want to deal with any of this. Yeah, I'm good.
What?
Oh, come on, Codex.
Come on, big guy.
It's just a mystery.
Right. Okay.
Isn't it all just part of the game?
Yes, it is all just part of the game. Real or not, it is just a game.
Fine, if you want to just take your ball and go home, go ahead.
None of you are gonna back out?
We've got this far.
Okay, sure. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Yay! Dances around. I knew I could convince him.
Your powers of persuasion never cease to impress, Riku.
Riku slash
As well as
dances all over the
dances.
place.
Just orange Juliusing.
Yeah, just dun, 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 dun.
As immediately when all of you accept, Jane just goes, "Welcome to level 2 of the pyramid." And she spawns a save point in the middle of all of you. And she just holds out a hand. She goes, "Please register, as you will need the save point for later."
Wild
Sure.
steps up and puts his hand on it.
As soon as all four of you register the checkpoint, you all get logged out immediately. You all wake up in your chairs, the comfortable chairs that you have, and in your glass, once again, is a message. All of you open up the message, and it has no subject, has no sender, and all it says in the message is, "Run." And that's where we're gonna end the session for the week.
Ah, balls.
Oh no! Oh jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
You guys got to.
I was here in and out, 20-minute adventure.
Yeah, just in and out. I mean, I very much appreciate you being able to be here in any case. And
I'm happy I made it here too.
yeah, so we have quite a bit of stuff to go on for this, and well, there's a lot more mystery. We might be changing schedule a little bit in the middle of the month, I think, but I'm still gonna have to rearrange some stuff first. But before any of that, I would like if all of my players could introduce themselves again, who they were playing and where we could find them, starting with the one below me right now, Red.
Yes, I'm Red. You can find me on multiple socials. You can find me on Bell of Lost Souls, where I write about Magic the Gathering content. You can find me, well, wherever books and podcasts are sold. No, yeah, just usually tramping around Twitch somewhere. And today I was playing Wild, the Druid, and Doc, the Street Doctor.
Yeah, how about that ban list? Am I right? Anyways, corner on the side, right there, Kelly, with the 20-minute appearance, and
True.
thank you so much for that. Still.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Hey everybody, I'm Kelly. I'm the host over at Dork Tales. If you like tabletop role-playing games, you should go check us out. We got so many that I had to call in sick last night because I needed a nap. Seriously. Way too many things available to you, so go check us out. You can also find me all over socials. Sometimes voicing weird characters on anime series and stuff like that. And I was playing Lachlan and Bright Witch Riku, which I guarantee there's a reason why that dichotomy exists.
Bright Nurse.
Yeah, wrong fan base. Anyways, thank you so much as always. And then last but Max.
My name's Max, and today I was playing Joseph Conrad, who is an IX security spec ops officer and plays as Magisterium, the mage, in the game.
Perfect. And then finally there's me. I stream on Twitch as AsteriskVtuber, and well, I tell the story. I tell the very weird sci-fi story that well, there's an answer to everything. It's not just me coming up with shit, even though I came up with it. You know what I mean. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed today's session. I hope we will be back in 2 weeks time. But like I said, we might be changing up some scheduling around. But once more, just wanted to double check if I have everything remembered. Go ahead and check out the backer kit and the stuff for both Storypath Ultra, the manual, and also check out Curseborn. That's on Kickstarter right now. That's a brand new system that's coming out that looks honestly very, very fun. We might even run games of it in the future. But with that being said, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time.